Hello, this is Ducky, and welcome to the Walking Dead comic volume reviews. It's gonna be good. This episode, maybe you see it by the thumbnail or the title, we're gonna be reviewing The Walking Dead Volume 1, Days Gone By. So in this volume, this is, adapted straight from like the first season of the TV series. I am going to be referencing the TV series, and you will see maybe pictures of the comic series up here so you can know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot over to the side so you can see the pictures on this side. Alright? Okay. So Walking Dead comic volume 1. First of all, this is written by Robert Kirkman, and it is actually drawn by Tony Moore. So that is the credits. Tony Moore actually doesn't draw them no more, so it's kind of like a big change. You can actually see the change in the artwork, especially with like Rick and Lori and Carl. So it's really, really good. It is based off the TV show is based off the comic, obviously. This The Walking Dead comic started in 2003. Okay, so we're gonna start with this Volume 1. Days Gone By. If you remember that is the episode name of Season 1, Episode 1 of the TV series. In the comic series, there's one issue a month, and there's 6 issues in a volume. I buy the volumes, so I get 6 issues in every volume. Okay, so issue 1. So actually, we're going to go ahead and put some pictures up here. We're going to have issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of this volume, since there's 6 issues in it. So there's all the pictures of them, and let's get this done. Okay, so issue 1. It is the same title, obviously. We see Shane and Rick Grimes. We got to see a lot more of this in the TV series, but we see Shane and Rick Grimes at a shootout, and Rick gets shot. He gets shot right there. And then right here we see Rick waking up in the Memorial Hospital. Alright? This is a month after the shootout, I'm pretty sure. I'm not actually really sure on the dates, but that's what I heard. He sees his first zombie when it falls out of an elevator, when he opens up an elevator. Alright? Then he goes over to a cafeteria door. We've seen this in the TV show. We've seen the cafeteria door, but he never opened it. In the comics, he did open it. So he opened the cafeteria door, and he's seen a crap ton of zombies in there. He walks out of the hospital and he sees Bicycle Girl. If you remember Bicycle Girl from the show, they did really good of adapting Bicycle Girl to the show from the comic. He picks up the bike and rides to his house. He finds that his wife Lori and Carl are both gone. Then he walks outside and says they're not there, and then he gets hit in the head with a shovel just like the TV show and falls on the ground, and then we see Dwayne. Dwayne is like a 10-year-old kid, I guess, around Carl's age, and his dad is Morgan Jones, so it's Dwayne Jones and Morgan Jones. Morgan tells Rick that you have to get him in the brain, like the zombies, and also the bites infect him. Alright? He tells Rick not to waste ammo, because Rick tried to shoot a zombie, and he told him not to waste the ammo. Rick jumps in a police car, and he rides off. He sees Bicycle Girl on the ground and gets out and shoots her in the head. Issue 1 ends. Now we go into Issue 2. Issue 2, Rick stops at a gas station because he's out of gas. The gas station is actually out of gas, so he walks in a house to look in there and see if they have gasoline. He finds suicided bodies of people that suicided because of this apocalypse, okay? Then he walks into their barn and he finds a horse. He gets on the horse and he starts riding to Atlanta to find his family. Alright? He starts walking through Atlanta, and this horde of zombies start coming in, and they knock him off the horse, and they start devouring that horse, pulling out all the guts and everything. He sees that horse getting devoured, he pulls out his gun, and he starts shooting them, calling them monsters, like, who made you do this, and shooting them. And then he runs into an alley and gets scared by a guy behind him. That guy is Glenn. This is adapting from episode 2 of The Walking Dead on TV show. Okay, so this turned out a little different in the TV show. The TV show, they seen Andrea and like T-Dog, I think, and Merle and everything right here. Well, Right here, he just sees Glenn. They climb up to a roof and they start roof hopping from roof to roof. Glenn tells them he has an Atlanta camp, and they go to the Atlanta camp. No guts or anything, not guts or anything yet. And him and Glenn go to that camp, and at the end of issue 2, Rick sees Lori and Carl. Lori and Carl run up to Rick, he hugs them, and that's the end of issue 2. Issue 2 ends. Then we start off issue 3. We see Shane had kept Carl and Lori safe this whole time, so Shane's back. We see a guy named Alan, his wife Donna, and their 2 kids, or twins, Billy and Ben. Okay? Then we see Dale on top of his RV as a lookout guy. Alright? Then we see Carol and her daughter Sophia. Then we see Amy and her sister Andrea. Andrea will become a very important character in the comics, unlike the show. We find out the camp is low on weapons, and not many zombies attack this camp. About 3, like a week around that. Rick finds out there is a shower in the RV, which is kind of cool. He's like, well, I can't be ungrateful for these things no more. Rick and Shane go hunting. Dale tells Rick that Shane's been hitting on Lori. Alright? Carl and Sophia start developing a bond. Shane and Rick find a zombie eating a deer, and they say, we can't trust eating that deer. It could be infected. We could get infected from it. We don't want to take the chance. Rick and Shane return to the camp. That ends off issue 3, and we start off with issue 4. Rick tells Glenn he wants to go on an ammo run to go into the city and get ammo and guns and stuff like that, because they don't have many, like I said before. Rick and Glenn agree, and they leave. They find a zombie, and they rip it open, just like in the TV show, and they spread the guts all over them, and they start walking into the city. Alright? And they have no trouble. The guts just mask their smell, and they can walk right through. They find the ammo shop, and they go in, start taking the guns, put them in a shopping cart, and they start walking through. Coincidentally, it starts raining, so it starts washing off all the guts, which happened in the TV show. So yeah, it started washing off the guts, they started running, and then Rick gets bitten. Just kidding, no, just kidding. He gets fake bitten, like, he gets, like, the mouth of the zombies on him, but he doesn't get bit. So here's a picture of that. Then, where are we? Shane tries to hit on Lori at the end of this issue, and she rejects him. He says, well, what about that night on the road? Which I'm guessing that's when they had sex. So, Lori tells Shane that was a mistake, and that her husband's back. He's not dead. He's back. Issue 4 ends right there. Issue 5. It starts off, everyone is practice shooting. So they're using their target practice. That's what they're doing. Even Carl is practicing, and he's pretty good. Andrea is the most accurate of all of them. This will come into play later at the prison. Not going into that right now, though. At night, they all have a campfire. They're starting to cook food. They're having a nice time. And Andrea's sister Amy says she needs to go take a pee. She walks to the RV, and as walking into the RV, this happened in the show, she gets bit by a zombie, and zombies start attacking the camp. So in the comic, she gets bit in the neck, as you can see here, but in the show, she actually gets bit in the arm first. I think she might get bitten in the neck after. I think she does. She gets bitten 2 times in the show, I think. Andrea starts screaming. Rick and Shane starts killing all the zombies. Zombie is about to attack Lori, but Carl pulls out his gun that Rick told him to use only for important reasons, and he shoots the zombie and saves Lori. Zombie attacks Jim, and he yells at it and says he killed his family, because the zombies attacked his family and killed his family like most other people. Okay? And then we see that Jim, somebody, I forget who it was that yelled it, but they yell, Jim was bitten, and he says, no, it's just a scratch. And then we see this picture, this page, and we see that he was actually brutally bitten. So, that ended off issue 5. That was like the cliffhanger for issue 5. Then we go into issue 6. We see Andrea sits at Amy's grave, and she is sitting there grieving. You know, Donna's over there in the RV, and she's taking care of Jim. And then Rick and Shane and Carl go out hunting. They shoot a rabbit, trying to get food. Shane and Rick start yelling at each other, start just arguing with each other. Carl gets scared and runs back to the camp. Dale comforts Andrea. Jim wants to be left so he can be with his family again. So he wants to die just alive. He just wants to die alive and be a zombie and wants to find his family again. They leave Jim at a tree, which you can see here. Shane tells Rick that they're going hunting. So they're going hunting in the morning. Shane tries convincing Rick for Carl to come along. Rick says no because Rick needs to talk to Shane. Shane gets mad and says, what do we need to talk about? He punches Rick. Then Lori comes in and buds in and slaps Shane. Tells him to stop. Shane then runs into the woods. Rick follows him into the woods, and then right behind, Carl follows. Shane tells Rick everything was okay with Lori, like Shane was with Lori and it was all okay until Rick came back and she knew he was alive. And he says, you messed it all up, and he pulls out a gun to Rick and says, I'm going to kill you now because you messed everything up. And then right then, Carl shoots Shane in the neck, which you can see here. And Shane gets brutally shot in the neck by Carl. Carl then gets on the ground and he says to his dad that it's not the same as killing the dead ones. And it ends off the volume, issue 6, with Rick saying, it never should be, it never should be. And that ends off volume 1, Days Gone By. If you guys did think I did a good job on that, I hope you guys did. This is an awesome volume, especially because this is like the beginning of the comic. This is where, it all starts, right here. And if you guys want me to do a volume 2 review, and it's called Miles Behind Us, I'll put a picture right here. And Miles Behind Us is like an adaptation of season 2, like the whole season 2. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this. It's gonna be a lot of editing for me to do now because I have to put the pictures up there and everything. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like down below. I'm gonna put a lot of hard work into this video, and I will see you all later.